On a Mercury day, I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. That is Miss Marilyn Monroe. And we're going to talk about her energy in just a moment. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the very first child of God. I am the Lilith reincarnated here on a Mercury day. Can I just point out that Hermes was an asshole? He was a fucking problem starter. He could just bail himself out. Hermes was an asshole. Alright, just saying that. Fucking Wednesdays be some asshole days sometimes, don't they? Like, damn, this is an asshole thing. Alright, Wednesdays are about communications and all of that, and so we're going to stretch the lines of communications. And that's exactly what had happened. What had happened was, you start having real talks, and your shit gets real quick. So what's up with you at 11:44? I can't even say I'm in the dark night of the soul. I'm not in a dark place. I'm just faced with all my shadows in the light. They're just looking at me, all kinds of mirrors, looking back at me like, oh, that's what they said. What's up with you? I'm just kind of really looking at myself as a total piece of shit and really hating myself today. How are you doing? Oh man. Those are those moments, dude. It's part of the alchemical process where you take, it's self-reflection, where you get stopped in your tracks and you realize you were wrong, and not just here, but you've been wrong, and you need to get right. And as soon as you have these moments, they come with shame, blame, regret, embarrassment. Ew. I'm seeing Famanach. Where are we? I mean, why is Marilyn Monroe there? Because she knows exactly, or she should have learned this lesson. This is the only, let me wipe her picture off. Where'd that come from? It's a long story, but I don't have many feminine energies, and she was the only feminine energy to harness the Lilith. And, you'll see that. She's the only one in all of the masculine energies that God created, created himself in man, and then the only woman was me. But there was few women, you know what I mean? And so she's about to learn a lesson. We're about to learn a lesson. This is an alignment in her life, my life, and the life of a Jezebel. Shut up. All right, what's going on? All right. I can't, tiptoe around it. It's just going to be fucking full transparency, right? Start having hard conversations. And I just want to start with this whole thing. I hate the twin flame journey. What is it? They reflect back to you what's wrong with you so that you can heal it. And I got super blasted by the light. Like, I can tell you exactly which demons I'm looking at right about now. Which I'm about to explain to you. Alright, so here's how it goes. A couple of things that, it's like I'm expressing, my concerns. And then in a good conversation, a good negotiation, they express their concerns. And in essence, all you hear is your own thoughts, feelings, wants, desires, and fears. If you're one-sided, until somebody speaks up and you hear their thoughts, wants, desires, and fears. And this changes, it's called in consideration. You take into consideration more than just yourself. There's two or more here. And so I'm projecting, apparently, is what I see this as. What do I see? I'm looking for a commitment, a sense of committal. I want to know out the gate that you're safe to love, right? I want a sense of security. And that's where it's like, you have to marry me. No, I'm not doing this unless I know you're not going to leave me. Okay, that's kind of how it's going over here. If you haven't noticed, I go up and be like, you're going to marry me, and we're going to have God's kids. It's on my Tinder, and that's why I've got no swipes. Just kidding. That's what makes me not so Tinder. Holy Spirit's making fun of me. I hope somebody is. I mean, I'm just sad at myself right now. I am a whole joke on this. Anyways, so I'm like, yeah, you have to fucking show me that you're going to stick around. And all of a sudden, the mirror's on the wall, and they're like, they said it even more simplistic. What if you get me, and then you don't want me? That's so simplistic. I love that. Very simplistic. And in that moment, I realized, well, that's a real fear. Where does that come from? And I look at my own behavior. And I realize, as I had said that in the the Twin Flame fucking video 2 nights ago about the withdrawal. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, God. That was me. So you take this whole big fat circle, right? And I'm laying, I tell you the story a couple nights ago, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, God, this sucks about the whole Bobby thing. This sucks about the Russ thing. This all sucks. And God sits me down. He said, Lilith. So that's exactly what you would do with Adam. You would fuck him and leave him. You did this for fucking hundreds of years. You would just fuck him and fly away. And now he won't call you and you're sad? That's fucked up, God. All right, fine. I'll stick this out. I get the lesson behind this bullshit. All right? And then my other cold feeling was like, how could he just leave me and find another girl and act like I don't exist? God's like, Lilith, you left him in the pits of hell and he watched you love every being in the world but him. You're going to feel this. Oh, fine, God. So then we got Twin Flame saying, I don't want you to get me, and then you're just going to dump me. Did they say it like that? No. I have the ears to hear behind the words they're saying. And pretty much the Holy Spirit said it again this morning. It's like, they're afraid. Oh. They're afraid of the same thing I'm afraid of. But that's stupid because I don't have no reason to be afraid of them doing it when I realize I'm the one doing this. And I made a whole video about it. And that's what happened to Russ. I hurt him bad. I hurt him all bad. And that's why I said, oh, this is going to hurt. Who's hurting right now? He's the one the videos are all about. They're really jealous. They're obsessed. I told him, too. I was like, oh, this one's about to lose his cool. Worse than anybody. Why do you say that? Because this is a type of man that women throw themselves out. If you reject a man like this, you hurt his ego. He becomes evil and vindictive. I was like, Russ is a small portion of what Wolfman is about to do. It's in him. He is fire. He is smoldering. That's that Hulk moment. He is ready to kill somebody. How dare her not want me? I am the Emperor. Ooh, this is going to be painful for you. This is going to hurt your ego. In the essence, you're learning the same fucking lesson that Russ learned. Your emperor status doesn't get you an empress. Your empress status gets you an empress, Mr. Emperor. And that's what I said, too. I can't be the man in the relationship. I'm never going to get a man. And what I do? I submitted to be your empress, and you rejected me. So don't walk around with a chip on your shoulder that I had to go walk away with my rejection, and now you feel your actions. Welcome to the Karma Fest of this stupid-ass twin flame fucking journey. So anyways, that's your karma. I'm dealing with mine. So then I realized that's what I do. And I was like looking at all of them. You know what I mean? I'm all there for, Ali, and then I just leave him. Never talk to him again. You know what I mean? I'm all there with 100% with Marshall, dude. Just, you know what I mean? Hand in hand, we're walking down the yellow brick road. And then all of a sudden I disappear for a day and come back and tell him I was giving another guy a blowjob. Oh, shit. Houston, we have a problem. It was me. I mean, I'm a bad guy. That's what I heard, what I saw. Okay, so I'm faced with the Knight of Wands, which is this fuckboy over here. And I keep telling you I'm trying to get away from fuckboys, and I realize I'm the fuckboy. I'm not fucking anyone. That comes up later. Why? My fear of sex. So then that comes up, and now I'm fucking really locked in the fucking trauma now. Trying to get close to someone, and the next thing is sex. And then I start to get some memories, and I don't know where they are, and I'm panicked. What are your memories? Oh, fuck, do you really want to know? You really do. It sounds deliciously sexy and seductive. It's not. It's a memory, and it scared me. I can't put this memory into words without somebody getting hard and jerking off. Really? Yeah, it's a dirty-ass memory, but it's my life, and it's the only sexual memories they popped in my head. I got sexual memories, and that describing them is going to make you turned on. But I'm like, that's not what happened. What do you see? I just saw myself, but not fully. I could only see body parts. Freaked me out. That happened. And what else happened? Oh, and then my over masculinity about money. I'm faced with, like, I am in a trifecta of my own fucking bullshit right now. So that's it. As he said, he didn't fully say his fears. The Holy Spirit had to, dumb it down for me. It's like that's everybody's fear with me. They're afraid to get close to me because I'm going to ditch them when I find out I don't like them. And that's everybody's fear, dude. If they find out who I really am, they're gonna ditch me. And that's what happens. That's what God showed me. It's like, once you find out who they really are, you abandon them. And that's everybody's fear. That's ugly, huh? Why'd I bring her? She had many lovers. She did a lot of heartbreaking. How amazing it would to have Marilyn Monroe, her attention. But how hurtful it is to lose her attention. And, that's the fucking Knight of Wands. And I told, I came at fucking Wolfman, I'm like, you're this, and you need to heal this, dude. How dare you just hurt people like that? And then I see that I'm this, and I've been doing this, and I hurt people like this, and I still do. I will talk to them and then literally just disappear. And I don't just disappear. I talk shit about them as I leave. A lot of shit. Hurtful shit. This person didn't point it out. They said one thing and I saw everything. I saw me and their fears. I saw what they were afraid of. I saw why they were afraid. I saw the legitimacy in their fears. I saw how people view me. And I saw why they view me that way. What I do to make people look at me like this. It's called self-reflection, bro. It's an out-of-body experience for sure. You're seeing yourself from outside yourself. And you're seeing your actions for what they have created. The madness that they've created and the way that people view you. Why do I do that? Well, I mean, most of it is what? Self-preservation. Why? I leave before I get hurt. I see something in you that's going to be difficult, that's going to challenge something in me, and I give up because I know I'm going to lose this, so I leave. Let's go through the line, shall we? I love Bobby with all my heart, but I saw his wife in that challenge, and I couldn't take that challenge. I just felt like I wasn't going to win. So I gave up, and I left him, and I said terrible things about him and his family. I saw Russ, and then I saw his family and his career, and I gave up, and I said terrible things about his family and his life. I saw Ali, and I gave up, and I said terrible things about how he acts. I saw these challenges, what it would take, and I didn't have what it took, so I ran away. Marshall. And that's it. They all have the messages of where I say I gave up on you. Each and every one of them have a message that says I gave up on you. And then all I can hear is fucking, Russ's song, "Stick by my side while I'm working on me." The whole time I'm begging someone to stick by my side while I'm working on me, but I won't stick by your guys' side while you're working on you. Oh, right? Twin flames. I'm getting hella fucking heavy healing out of this. And the healing is the hurt. You get hurt by your own self. So you can fix yourself, dude. And that's why you have to destroy yourself. You don't even know what you've created, the madness that you are, that people see. And I do this all the time with the boys. I go over and tell them about themselves. Some of them really take it to the heart, and they fix it. Nobody ever comes and tells me about myself, and I got told, and I got a lot of work to do. Confirmation. You know what I mean? It's me that's standing in front of my happiness because of the way that I'm programmed, the way that I act, and the way that I think. So going back to it again is I think these guys are going to leave me, but they think I'm going to leave them. And it's all true, because all of us have these same behaviors of fight or flight. So it's hard. And that was another thing too. Let's talk about all these men. That's another thing too. Russ had that forever. He felt like he had to compete with all these men to have me. And that's the next thing is, you know what I mean? You're just going to leave me for one of your other twin flames, for one of these other guys that you love so much. They all fear that because they know I love them. And they can't understand it. And they don't know who I love more. And they're afraid that I'll leave them for someone else I love. Crazy, right? My heart aches. At least my fucking sacral stopped hurting. Fuck. My sacral's been hurting for fucking 3 days, bro. What is that? It feels like constipation, but I'm flowing just fine. It's like it's just your fucking stomach is in knots, bro. It hurts so bad. And what is it? All of this coming up? It's coming to the surface. It's getting ready. And that's what it is. God has sent something to you that's going to, a big challenge to you. It's going to force you to heal. It's going to force you to change. It's going to, he said it, I'm going to send you a guy that's going to change your world. One conversation changed my world. I can't, and that's it too, as that's what I said. I only became aware of me last night. I am sitting in me right now. And I just got some new visions of me that are a little overwhelming too. What I see, I can't even put it in words. It was sexual. I saw my body with another body. I saw a dick. I saw what I did with it. Really? Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere and it was overwhelming. You're like, whose dick? I don't know. I didn't see everything. What'd you do? I saw what I did. And I felt what it felt like while I was doing it. It was very brand new memories that came out of nowhere. I don't have any memories of what I do with a dick. I saw some. And I got the feelings inside of me while I saw what I was doing. And it overwhelmed the shit out of me. And that's where I was like, oh God, that was I have too many demons on top of me now. And that was it too. It's like, you know, you're over independence about money, dude. I brought that up in that video. I didn't realize how hurtful my words were about money to the ego of the men that I was dealing with. And why he kept trying to assert his power, you know, Russ, trying to prove how important it was to have a man that had money. And I'm like, you know, as I say this, I'm like, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. It's pretty much saying I don't need you and what you have to offer. I didn't realize that either. I didn't see that at all, bro. I felt like if I don't have money, I don't have anything to offer. And that goes back to, you know what I mean, Allie. I felt like because I had nothing, I couldn't approach Allie. Why? Because I thought I had to take him on a date. That's me being very much out of my place, being over masculine. I kind of hate myself. These are those moments I read about in the book yesterday, where you visit yourself and you're just filled with all of it. It's like, God, I can't blame no one. All I can do is understand why I've been this way, have compassion, forgiveness for myself through all this hate towards myself, try to amend my ways with those I've hurt, and try and just don't be that anymore. Self-reflection is hard. People can, you know what I mean? It's just one moment in time where you stop and you look at yourself and you don't like what you see. You hate yourself for what you've become. I'm like looking at 3 parts of myself, and then there's a dick, me with my hand, with a dick in my mouth, in the back of me. I'm like, whoa, there's too much of myself going on right now. Disassociated, right? Like, it's like, how did you not see yourself like that? we don't see ourselves through other people's eyes. We don't, and that's what I'm always asking. How do you feel? What do you think? Your feelings and the way you think adds to my experience, and I can look at your feelings and the way you act and the way you think, and I can apply that to my life to have more understanding about why I think and why I act. That's that mirroring effect. Because as I say this, so many of you are becoming aware of yourself too. They're hard. Nobody wants to be told about themselves, and you're afraid if you say this, you're going to hurt someone's feelings. But it's in those moments of your hurt feelings that you can change some shit. I would have just kept on being, a Knight of Wands, and everybody would have just kept on fearing me if I didn't realize that I'm doing this. I would have kept on sabotaging relationships. And going back to the money, I didn't have respect for men and their money until that conversation. I didn't have, and coming with a mindset of a blow and go and money comes from the trees, I never respected money in that way and how hard a man works for and what it means to a man. He didn't say it but a couple words. Again, it doesn't take but a couple of words to have those aha moments, to hear more than what's being said, but to see the power. And sometimes you can't even put it in words. This is me spending hours from last night to this morning. I haven't even took a shower, bro. It's kind of disgusting at this point. I took a bath before I went to bed at like midnight, so I'm still clean and shit, but I'm like, I just been sitting in my own feelings. Like, I need to wash this off, but I can't yet because I need to speak about what I've learned. All of it is, you process it, and that's why I said I'm not shutting down. I just need time to process. You stopped me in my tracks. I was going in a really bad direction. And the cool part is you make me want to change my direction. You make me want to change myself. You made me aware of myself and that I need to be better. Just having a connection with you, and that's really cool. So give me some time to work on myself. I'm not running away from you. I just need to I'm not running away from any of this. I just need a minute to process all this. And how long will it take? Look at that. I'm not processing one part of me that's distorted. I'm processing 3 very important parts and how deep they go. And by processing them, I'm seeing them replay with everyone. And the more it plays, the more you're filled with shame. You blame yourself. You regret it. You're embarrassed about what you've been doing, how you've hurt people, just trying to, live your life and protect yourself. And again, all of this comes down to meeting Wolfman. I projected all of this onto him only to realize, I needed a mirror to see, this is what happens if you act like this. Meaning that I'm getting what I give to you. And neither one of us are aware that this is what we're giving into, this is our give and take to the world. And there's those that are not part of this direct conversation that are outside of us that are becoming aware too. And this is how this healing works. I say I'm the only one that does it, but it's not true. I see it, and I talk about it, and I share it with the world, and the world becomes aware of their healing areas in their life by looking through my pain and my suffering and my, shortcomings. They see theirs, and they can finally look at it, through my process of alchemy. They can alchemize themselves too. Becoming aware of your problem is only the beginning. All we know now is we have a problem. What happens now? We watch for the patterning of that problem. We see the pattern. How do you start a pattern? It takes time. It will still pattern out for a while. And I think that's what Russ said in his last song, this new song coming out, how his old patterns keep resurfacing. It'll play out when you're triggered. All you're doing is becoming aware of your triggers and how you act. Trying to control them is a whole another thing. And sometimes you just have to let them play out. This makes you feel safe. This is what you've always done to feel safe. You have to teach yourself other coping mechanisms, other ways. And really, it's not about being safe. It's abandonment. I abandoned the challenge. I see that I can't, I see it as it's a no-win, so I need to just avoid, abandon ship. And I sink my own ship. And, people take shots while that's happening. This is next level, high level stuff, and this is what makes me an ascending master of the mind and the emotions. This is the type of shit the guru and the silo don't teach you. They don't map the mind. They don't map it like that. They have basic, instructional teachings, traditional teachings that are taught on of what you're supposed to do, but they've never really seen it done, where you really sit with yourself and what that really looks like. Carl Jung tried to describe it, but he had the mind of a fucking maniac. He was a fucking, a scientist. Scientists aren't too charming. I'm a songwriter. I'm a writer. So I'm here with the ability to put experiences into words. And, and as I say to them, it's like, there's not always words. I grasp for all the words in the English dictionary to explain what I'm, and that's what it is. What's going on? I'm seeing things for the first time, and I can feel it in my body, and I've never seen this, and I've never felt this. It's overload. It's sensory overload. I'm afraid of these visions because I don't know where they came from. How did I get there? Whose dick is this? What happened after? Stuff like that. And then I can feel it. I can feel all of this, and I never felt this way before. And I don't know if this is good or bad, and I don't know what it's attached to. Is this a memory of, the only person that I've touched in 7 years, is this a memory of Bobby? Or is this a memory of, me being forced to give head to my husband? Is this a memory of someone else? Where are these memories? Who's the other body? Where am I? I got kind of panicked and kind of pulled out. Why? Because that's what always stands in between intimacy, right? You think about a person and the next thing is I want to hold their hand and I want to kiss them. And then somehow it becomes, it evolves to sexual imagery. And I didn't have any, and it just came out of nowhere, and it scared the shit out of me. I don't have memories. You guys can look back and remember yourself fucking somebody, or somebody fucking you. You can have memories of them. They're in your brain. Mine are not. I just saw some for the first time. That freaked me out. On top of everything I was dealing with, and that's where it is. When you're in there, when you're in with your shadows, you're shining light on the darkness, all of the darkness is going to attack you. And that's what I was like, all right, turn off the light. Enough. Step back. There's too much going on in this conversation. I've already opened Pandora's box. I can't close it. Now all I can do is sit with all of these now. They're already all of them out. What is it? You heard them. There's 3 parts of me and a dick. And some sexual imagery. That stops me for a lot of closeness with men, is as soon as I try to think of myself with you. I can think of all the great stuff of us curled up in a bed, us, taking a bath. But when I think about you touching me or me touching you, I shut down. Because I have no imagery, number one. And I become filled with fear and anxiety. And that's kind of what happened. And that's all, what could I say? My mind is a dangerous place. I gotta work on this for a minute. It's not you. You have no control over what's going on in my mind. And that's where I have to face me. These are very important parts of me that I have denied. That's what they call a shadow. A real part of you that is really you. That lays dormant inside of you, that you are unexistent. Or that you are unaware that is there. What is this part of you? Where did it come from? Why does it live? And how can it live more freely than hiding? And that's really it. Just admitting to it is part of it. You know what I mean? When you tell people you're a fucking alcoholic, they have understanding maybe not to bring alcohol around you. When you tell people you've suffered from certain things, they know how to, they have a respectful boundary that they themselves, out of courtesy, put up for you when they understand that you struggle with certain things. They work with your, caringly. They try to adapt to the situation because people aren't just full assholes. You know what I mean? It's like if you tell here comes the Holy Spirit. Hey man, don't stare at his birthmark, man. Don't stare. He has a thing about his birthmark. I wasn't staring at his birthmark. In the sense of, if you know something bothers someone, most people in general, unless you're just an asshole, you try to accommodate that. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. It's like there's a part of you that's bothered, and you need to identify that you have, some broken pieces that, and that's where we stand hand in hand with our demons and our shadows. Look, this is what I've been known to do. And it's not cool, and I'm trying to control this, and I'm trying to work on this, but I have some bad behaviors that I'm working on. It's not a bad behavior. It's a fight or flight that looks really bad on the outside. He's like, it's kind of sexy. It's not sexy. There's nothing, and then it's like, all right, who am I talking about? Because then, I had fucking Kanye West come behind me and say it. It's like, I found it attractive that you could pull all kinds of bitches. So it is kind of sexy, is what he, you know what I mean? I guess, and that's what I said. No, it's not sexy. And then you're like, wait a minute. It is kind of sexy that you can have anyone you want and you want me. I get that. But this isn't a, you know what I mean? I realized, looking at these guys and then putting my skin on, it's like this creates madness, and it creates competition, and it creates all these things that it should not create. There's girls that go out and do this and have like hella dudes in their DMs and are playing all kinds of guys. They're playing the field. And it does look like I am. And they're afraid of what it is. It's not just that. I really do just disappear on them and leave them and go talk to another guy. It should be reassuring that if it's all the same guys, and I think you guys are all brothers and we all get along, and I'm not sleeping with any of you. It should be. And going back to Bobby, I have a relationship, these relationships with these twin flames, but his is a physical one that I do not understand. I can't develop that with someone else, although I've tried. I can't make those feelings come out with someone else, and every time they came out with him, I was mortified, disgusted, ashamed, and embarrassed about them. It is a primordial feeling that I should have for another, but for whatever reason, it only feels safe enough with this particular person. You look at it like that, and it's like, I can't even possibly know where it comes from or expect that it comes with all of them, because it doesn't. I've said that from the beginning. I don't feel that way towards anybody, but then he comes around and I act like that. And again, that is okay, because again, I love him, and that's a form of love that I don't know, and I get freaked out about that side of me, a shadow side of me that exists, that I hide, that I condemn, because of what has been done to it. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't in control. Well, let me just stop there. Because I look back at, the experience with Bobby, I took control. Why? And I said that later. I took control so I wasn't being abused. And that's what I said in those stories. I learned to master a blowjob so that they wouldn't fuck me. Right? So it's all of this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be fucked in the bedroom, and I don't want to have to fucking turn on to this, autopilot fucking, control system that's just out to make you come so that you can get away from me and we can just have a happily ever after. There's some serious fucking damage going on right there. Serious fucking damage. And so in the essence of me running around, there's no way in a million years that Marshall saw that coming, bro. And I hurt him. And I didn't just hurt him, because none of them would have thought I would have done that. I didn't think I was going to do it. But I also wasn't ashamed, because it's a real, I have feelings, I have desires, even though I don't admit them, and only this person brings them out. It's not horrible. It's a little bit obviously uncontrollable and needs to, I'm acting like a monster with this guy. I looked at the memories, bro. The first time he came to my house, I took him into my room and crawled right on top of him. I didn't have sex with him. Instead, I put him up against the wall and blew him and sent him out and never heard from him again. I scared the shit out of him. The second time he asked to meet me, I did. I literally crawled on top of him and tried to, and then he ran. Oh God. And then what happened again? I sit in front of him at a fucking park and tell him I want to sit on his lap and start having all these sexual visions. The second time I see him, I end up fucking giving him a blowjob in broad daylight. He's terrified of me and of how I act with him because of how I act outside of that with him. If I do this with him, then, and then I abandon him, then he has this idea I do this with everyone. I'm fucked up. That's where it is. It's like, damn, I've made 3 years of progress only to realize I'm still a piece of shit. And that's really not where it is. It's like, damn, no matter where, there's so many areas of your life where you have to break yourself apart and fix this. I thought I was all put together. I was ready to get married, and I'm the perfect wife. Yeah, I've been thinking that forever, dude. I am so not put together. I'm not ready to get married. I'm not the perfect wife. And I realized I'm very scared of sex. I'm terrified. In the middle of everything, I got terrified of sex. That was the last thing that pushed me over, was the fear. I'm facing all of this, and then fear comes in. It's like, I worked through all of this, and I still have to have sex. You got him, in the memories saying that I was the best and all this. I'm like, it couldn't have been the best. You don't have my memories. You don't know what these men were doing to me, dude. Oh, God, I am so scared. Welcome. I'd say it was the dark night of the soul, but I'm not sitting in a dark room with this. They're literally out in the open with me. Like, walking with me down to have a cigarette, like, they're all over me. I can't, leave them, I'm not stuck in a place with them. They're stuck in my reality, and I gotta integrate this. Which is just weird for what it is. And going back to her, yeah, she probably didn't understand the effect that she was having on men and how she was hurting men, and that's what took her life. Do you know what took her life? The government took her life because she threatened to fucking tell government secrets because she was playing with two fucking brothers. One of the presidents, JFK wasn't giving her enough attention. So she fucking threatened to fucking tell, and they took her out. I mean, more or less. We're not aware of what we're doing, how we're hurting ourselves and how we're hurting others. We are fully unaware. We are asleep, programmed brains that are programmed to make it through the world, unfeeling. And I feel a lot right now for what I've done. I feel like an asshole. And that's a good place to start, to take some initiative, to take some ownership over your actions and say, I'm not right, but I'm going to get this right. I'm not going to keep doing the wrong thing. As far as, there's nothing wrong with how I acted with Bobby. I loved him. And we used to do stuff like that, and it turns on when I'm around him. And I don't feel safe to do that with anyone else, so that's not a curse. I just don't understand it. And in essence, the whole thing is to be able to feel safe again, not just with him, but just in general, you know what I mean, is the healing process after all of this. And then there's, all of this. I still have so much work to do. But at least I'm aware of, you know what I mean? I'm still evolving. You know what I mean? And that's what this is the marathon continues. You really think you hit a completion only to start all over again and do it better, learn more, become wiser. And that's really, I tell you, it's like, the destruction of your life is You really lived your life a certain way up until now, and little by little, you're destroyed. And you change everything about the way you were, the way you talk, the way you dress, everything. Because it's not who you are anymore. That's who I used to be. But that's not who I'm going to be going forward. But yeah, people don't want to have these moments because you hate yourself when you really see yourself for what you are or what you've been. You're not that, dude. You were just acting. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, God. I could really put this on. You know what I mean? And I do. You're a whole ass Knight of Wands, bro. You're a whole ass fucking Jezebel, bro. You're over here dancing around fucking... You got like... And that's it. And they all know it, but I didn't see it. You got all these dudes. I don't trust you. And then comes the complication. It's like... Let me explain my relationship with these guys. Let me try to bring peace to and understanding to what this is, because I know you don't understand how I have all these guys and what that means. It's like, it's not... When you have understanding for a person and compassion for a person that's just like you know what I mean? It's like something different. You don't have to know Justin Bieber to know the man is hurting and his heart aches and he needs someone to be by his side. And he needs some guidance to work on himself. That is the foundation of my twin flame journey with each other. You know what I mean? Going back to Kanye, you know, in the very beginning, it didn't take a fucking rocket scientist that this guy needed some love. He needed some brothers. He needed some attention. He was going through some hard times in his life. He needed some guidance. He needed some God. And instead, you know, the world turned on him and made it harder for him, and so he became harder. You know, it wasn't hard to see that Marshall was going through that all those years ago. And that's where it is we made it through it, but what we are on the other end is not something to be really proud of. And that's why we have to break down this sculpture of what we are and be what we, you know, be authentic in what it really was that we went through. They'll have far more respect for, you know, and that's it. It's like, you don't look like what you've been through. No, I hide the shit out of that shit. Nobody wants to know what I've been through. That's terrible. But in knowing, like Marshall and, you know, the rest of us, what we've been through, you have far more respect for where we stand. You don't see us standing in our power until you see us, you know, being dragged through the mud. You know, and in this moment of, damn, I'm fucking really sad. This is a sad version of me I didn't want you to see. This is the version that people look at me as that I didn't want to see. And you seeing me face myself, that's where the pride, you know, that's where the respect comes. It's like, damn, she's right. I'm not right. I'm wrong, and God's going to try to get me right. That's what that means. We were never right, bro. We're trying to get right according to, you know, a higher vibration, a higher perspective by the Most High. Being what? Christ-like, bro. See it in Christ's eyes, dude. See it for what it is. See it outside of yourself, outside of your feelings. Step out yourself for a minute and you know what I mean? Put on their shoes. See how they see you. And don't take offense, just really take it in. And that's what it is, you know, a lot of my twin flames, I'm like, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. And they take offense to it, and they prove that they're not, they're trying to prove to me they're not by literally validating they are in their actions. You're right. And if you're not, then maybe, you know what I mean, that's another conversation. Even though I might not agree with how you perceive me, I have to take the time to understand why you see or think that way about me. I can try to show you different, or I can just give up and say they're never going to like me, and I can walk away. And that's programming too. So am I a bad Knight of Wands? And that's the Sigma. I've been taught to walk away. Not all of it is healthy. It doesn't make for the most healthy experiences when you're trying to, you know, create committed relationships. When you're a runner. And that's why I said I don't chase. I run far, far, far away from this. Accuse me of chasing? That's not what you can accuse me of. Lilith was a runner. I ran away. I didn't chase. I came back and then I would run away again. I didn't stay in hell. I ran away. I run away. Run away, girl. I'm hearing that song. That's a fucked up song. Why does the song always come in? Who is it? Ludacris and Mary J. Blige? I'll play it after. So yeah, today is a day of fucking fuck it up. Communication's been self-reflections, bro. The mirror is happening real hard for me. This might not be your day to look at yourself, but when you look at yourself, remember this day that I had. This is what it's about, is you might not be in my energy, but you're getting training as to when these days come. I'm training you for the future. I'm training you for your, you know what I mean, for the days ahead. If you're not in these days, these dark days, as I go through them first, I gotta fucking find the way and show you guys the way, so that when you get to these places, you know how to make your, you know, the way out. And the way out is always in, bro. I can't do nothing to forget what he said. I gotta sit with it, bro. I gotta sit with what he said. And I promise you, he did not say it in the ways that I said it. It was some simple couple sentences. And where'd the dig come from? I don't know. I guess I was thinking about having sex with him. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't a bad thought. It just overwhelmed me. Thoughts are just overwhelming. They're not bad. You just need to know where they came from and what they're trying to tell you. But yeah, you know, and then, you know, those feelings of shame and blame and regret and embarrassment, just feelings. You gotta learn how to deal with those too. They come and go. You don't let them crush you. You understand why you feel, and that's Christ-like, bro. I regret what I've done. That means that I have, I have understanding and compassion. I have self-awareness that I hurt somebody. I regret my decisions. I'm embarrassed by my actions. It just means that you're aware that you could have been better. But you didn't. You only know now you can be better. You didn't even know that you weren't, that something was wrong. And that's where God comes in. Forgive them forgive yourself because you didn't know what you were doing. A lot of that is forgive yourself because you didn't know what you were doing. And that's those moments. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? That's your infantile brain that didn't have the knowledge it has now, trying to condemn it for something it didn't have. It didn't have the understanding then, so it did its best, and you want to be mad at it for doing that. I didn't understand this was what I was doing, but I do now. I see the error in my ways. So this is a good one. Again, it's good for your healing, but in essence, when I get off of here, you know I'm just feeling like shit. I'm a piece of shit, and I gotta deal with my piece of shit ass. Hey, the difference between me and you, we're all pieces of shit. I just realize it, and I try to pull the corn out. Like, I don't want to be a whole piece of shit. I want to be, the good shit. Welcome to the shit pool. Put your floaties on. Take a deep breath. Hey, that's what I got for you. We're going to go through the wands and something else, but I just needed to get that out so I could get in the shower and, scream and shout and wash it all out. Oh, God, forgive me. I need to be baptized in my sins, and that's where it is. You confess your sins. You don't need to go to the Catholic Church to do this. Do we have a Catholic here? Yes, thank you. The mother, the sister, and the father are all here. We are confessing our sins to you, right? Because you're part of the Catholic community. Psych. I love you, Mother Cabrini. I have too much fun on this side. Confess your sins, try to atone for them, and be washed away from them. Accept the forgiveness that's been given to you by Christ, which is forgive yourself, bitch. Forgive yourself. They're probably not going to forgive you for being like this. Alright, I get it. I hurt you really bad. I hope you'll forgive me. I had no idea I was hurting you guys like this. I can't promise that I won't continue to hurt you for a little bit longer. I just became aware. I might keep doing this. I don't even know what I do that hurts, how far it hurts. What else feeds the hurt? I know when I leave you and go talk to another, that must hurt. So am I supposed to come back and talk to all of you at the same time? Does that make it better? I don't know how to fix this. Some things you can't fix. You can only just become aware of. And that's it. I want to fix this. How do I fix this? I'm all about fixing shit after I know it's fucked up. But that's it too. It's like, I can't change the past. I can only fix the future. And that's what it is you can't. Words don't mean shit. I gotta show you. I don't know how I'm supposed to show you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And that's it. Sometimes that's all it can be. And some people are not going to forgive me for these behaviors. You have to accept that. Some people are not going to forgive you. You hurt them too bad with your unknowing behaviors. You hurt them too bad. They're not going to forgive you. Well, Jesus have mercy on their soul when they think of me. Don't let them be filled with so much anger and hate towards me. That's it. I ask that you forgive me so that you won't feel that way towards me. That's what I am asking for, is for you to release the anger and hate towards me for what I've done. And that's what Jesus did at that, as he cried. He asked God to forgive him for, not to show his anger and hate towards you guys for what you have done to him. And furthermore, don't hurt someone else that does this. You know what I mean? Learn from my mistakes. Don't hold them to the fire. They don't know what they're doing. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye.